Masters running in the Classic Clubman class. Class CSP1 is the most powerful class. The cars fitted with the 2-litre production car engines, or 1600cc motorcycle engines, producing no more than 200 brake horsepower. Class CSP2 is for cars fitted with the standard MG 1600cc K-series engine, as found in the back of an MGF, for example, but limited to 600cc and 125 brake horsepower. Class CSPA, Classic Clubman's pre-1981, still very quick though. A-class cars with a Ford 700cc cross-flow engine, approximately 185 brake horsepower, and class CSPB is the Formula Ford engine class, usually won by Barry Webb. Says in the sort of Alan Cook, Jam and Leicester territory there. Anyway, the leaders now coming into Brooklands, into Luffield, and Steve Dickens pulling away already, as he did in the earlier race. In second place, Clive Wood. In third place is Mike Newells, determined to get ahead of the Leicesters now. Rather get bogged down behind them. It's rather gather from the pace of these cars. They're presently 47, and the other one we need to be looking at for number 10 came through in 20th place. Paul Masters, well, I'm sure he's better than that already on this second lap. Well, 16th lapper. Through comes Steve Dickens, chased by Clive Wood and Mike Newells. Jared Leicester still fourth. And whereas Mr. Richings, he's up into 7th place down, number 47. Hounding Steve Chaplin's Phantom that lap. Well, there about it. Whereas in the previous race, Steve Dickens dominated and ultimately won by 10.6 seconds. Clive Wood isn't allowing that to happen in this race. And Clive Wood, who just pipped Steve Dickens in one of the two races in the opening round of the championship at Donington Park a couple of weeks ago, is determined if he can to, yes, he's just done the fastest lap of the race. Clive Wood, 58.126. Not yet as quick as Steve Dickens managed in the earlier race though. Peter Richings up to 6th place now. Whereas Paul Masters risen to 14th. 2 more places gained on that lap. Fastest lap, as I said, is to Clive Wood. He's got the gap down to just over a second between himself and race leader Steve Dickens, 1.019. The fastest lap, 58.126. Thornton and Michelle Haywood. It was the other way round in the previous race. Michelle winning the class, number 84. But Banshee Gauthier Thornton, number 20, is ahead of her. Through the leaders again, Peter Richings up into 5th place. And the gap is down still further, 57.443, the new fastest lap by Paul Masters, now up into 11th place. Did I say Peter Richings up to 5th? I think I did. Paul Masters now 11th. His lap time's not yet below the minute mark. Still working his way through traffic. From the fighting back, Steve Dickens. They're running side by side. Clive Wood sticks his elbows out and gets through. Cox starting the next lap in the lead. Peter Richings, for the first time in the race, hasn't gained a place. He's still 5th. Paul Masters, I think, now has a clear road ahead of him. Yes, but he's running with, actually, Adrian Leicester, who, remember, stalled at the start and got going long after the rest had departed, and is now recovering, as well as Paul Masters, who was ahead of him places. Leaders through. Still Clive Wood leads from Steve Dickens by very little, 0.299 of a second. Michael's third, Jared Lester fourth, Peter Richings fifth, Adrian Lester. Well, we've got Steve Chaplin seventh, Ian Crombie number 65 is eighth, ninth is Matthew Gauthier Thornton with Michelle Haywood hounding him, and then Adrian Lester. Paul Masters has not come through. Yes, he has, but he's dropped well back. So Adrian Lester is now the man from the back, making the progress. And also into the race, he started from the pit lane, I think I'm right in saying. And down the pit lane, slowly, comes Jared Lester, I think it is. Slowly. Seemed to have trouble towards the end of the early race as well. But Adrian's come through in 11th, with 5 seconds to make up before he gets another place. A second ahead of Steve Dickens. Mike Ewell's 5.5 seconds behind them in third place. Peter Richings 5 seconds behind Mike Ewell's in fourth place. Lapping, last time around anyway, 0.7 of a second quicker. After misfortunes in the early races yesterday and today. Paul Masters no longer going at this early pace. Soldiering on in 12th place. The two rising up the order. Leaders have gone through. What about third place? Hang along, he's going to catch him, isn't he? So, Peter Richings. No, he's dropped backwards on that lap, sorry. He was catching on the previous lap, but not that time around. So half a second between the top two. Wood and Dickens. Yules is third, Richings fourth, Cook fifth, number 17, sixth is 65. Crombie seventh is 84. Haywood is risen to the top of the CSP 2 class. Matthew Gauthier Thornton has dropped down to 10th place, whereas as Lester trickles down the pit lane, his car clearly not happy anymore. Leaders have gone through, 3/10 is the gap, 5 minutes in fourth place on his own at the moment. Tom Commander also, after a challenging weekend lane, when he was going well, but still 1 or 2 problems with it. So Adrian Lester in 7th place. He could still get a couple of them. And he finished third in the earlier race. But then stalled on the grid at the start of this one. Haywood. CSPA led by in 7th place, number 17. Clive Wood still holding off Steve Dickens by a larger margin last time through, 0.7 of a second. May have something to do with a bit of lapping they had to indulge in. In the earlier race, maybe that's an effect of the tyres now, getting a bit tired. Still Mike Ewell's third, Peter Richings fourth. And then we've got this tussle going on for 5th place. Adrian Lester up in the 5th place now, ahead of Ian Crombie. his nose in front as they got in the traffic. In fact, the timekeepers can't split them. Over the line, it was dead level. 0.000 of a second was the gap. Closing slightly. So, who will emerge in front this time? I think Steve Dickens saw his chance in traffic and took it. Most of the race actually. Wood from Dickens by 0.6 of a second, and now they are on their last lap. I think, are there any classes to be resolved? I think that Alan Cook will be able to win Class CSP from Steve Chaplin. There's 1.4 seconds between them as they start the last lap, and waiting then for the winner. Will it be Wood? Will it be Dickens? I think it is going to be Clive Wood. And it is. So Clive Wood takes the flag to win the third of the weekend's 3 Clubman Sports Prototype Championship races after a great battle with Steve Dickens, who won earlier on and won last time out at Donington Park. Clive Wood now has 2 wins to his credit as well. Takes third. Peter Richings goes through to take 4th place. All of them running in the CSP1 class, as will be Adrian Lester. Lower down, Steve Chaplin was lapped. Still to take the flag though is number 17, Alan Cook, who should win the Classic Clubman's class. So lonely third, Peter Richings too far back. Yeah, the gap staying much the same. 6.7 seconds. There's Barry Webb. Is he leading his class? Yes, as ever. In 19th place overall. No, 18th place overall even. Number 54. Michelle Hayward leads her class CSP2, CSP1 led by the race leader Clive Wood, Chaplin, who was split by the leader, so Steve Chaplin was lapped on the last lap. Michelle Hayward wins class CSP2. Died, but it was certainly dwindling to some extent. Clubman's racing a couple or 3 years ago, but it certainly, under the auspices of MSVR, has caught the imagination of quite a few drivers who love driving these front-engine, but very rapid sports cars.